This evening, on behalf of the Minnesota North Star Tea Party Patriots, I welcome you to the very first Judicial Forum in the state of Minnesota, possibly the very first in the nation. My name is Marjorie Holston. I will be the moderator for this event, and we are very honored that 15 candidates have come this evening. I think we're still waiting for one more who will hopefully arrive, so 14 of you are here right now. And this is from a field that was originally 24 candidates, all vying for one seat in the 10th Judicial District that has opened up. The way we're going to conduct it this evening is we're going to have 6 different rounds, and each of you will then have an opportunity to speak 6 times. The order is going to be different every time. I have your names on a card that I'm going to be shuffling, and I'm going to give instructions at the beginning of each round, including the time for your response, and then we have timekeepers here who are going to give you warnings at the end when there's 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 5 seconds, and stop. And we will be enforcing the time limits because we all do want to get out of here at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm not a senator, so I will not be asking any questions about the movie Twilight. In case anybody, okay, never mind. All right, we're going to begin. And for the first round, each candidate is going to have 90 seconds to introduce themselves and to say anything you would like that will hopefully separate you up from the pack. And for this round, we're going to begin in the order in which we're sitting, and we are going to start with Mr. Stebbins, and the timekeepers are watching you, so thanks.
Well, lucky me. My name is Rick Stebbins. I live in Stillwater, Minnesota. I've lived in Minnesota my whole life. I've grown up primarily on the east side of the cities in Oakdale and Lake Elmo and Stillwater. Graduated from Tartan High School in Oakdale. I went to the University of St. Thomas and William Mitchell Law School. After that, I clerked for a judge for a little over a year down in the 5th District. And then I began working as an attorney at Legal Assistance of Washington County. That was about 17 years ago. Since then, I've worked at 3 different firms, and I owned my own firm for about 8 years. I currently work at a firm in St. Paul. I am active in the Ramsey County Bar Association. I'm the vice president of the Ramsey County Bar Association. I'm on several committees regarding civic education in the Ramsey County Bar Association. I practice primarily in the areas of family and criminal law. I've dealt with probably nearly 1,000 family law cases. I've had over 100 trials in family law, probably about 25 different trials in criminal law. I've also dealt with some small business law as well. I appreciate the ability to come here and give you some information so we can figure out this very interesting race.
My name is Kate McPherson, and I am a resident of Anoka County, where I grew up. I've lived there about 40 years. My background is that I graduated from Coon Rapids High School. I then went on to the College of St. Thomas, which is now the University of St. Thomas. I then got my master's degree in social work from the University of Minnesota. My Juris Doctor I got from the College of William Mitchell. I graduated summa cum laude, 6th in my class. I went on to work in the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. I actually worked there while I was in law school. I worked in the Victim Witness Program. After graduating from law school, I became a prosecutor. I worked in the juvenile delinquency area of the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, and then I went on to work in the white-collar crime division. When my children were born, I needed to be closer to home because my daughter had some illness, and so I then moved to the Anoka County Attorney's Office, where I've worked ever since. So I've been there about 11 years, about 16 years total as a prosecutor. And at this point, I've done criminal, civil, and juvenile have been my specialty areas within the county attorney's office. I have a great deal of court experience, and I think what sets me apart from the other candidates is I've been through the judicial screening process and been recommended to the governor 3 times.
Good evening. My name is Chris Penwell. My name will appear on the ballot as William Christopher Penwell. I go by Chris. This really is a historic night tonight. Certainly the unprecedented number of candidates on the ballot being 24. as well as this being, as the moderator said, the first judicial forum of this kind in this state. It represents an opportunity for you to exercise your constitutional right to vote. Since Minnesota joined the Union in 1858, there has been a constitutional right to vote in this state, and I encourage all of you to get out and vote for this election, notwithstanding the somewhat overwhelming nature of the 24 names that will be on the ballot. I am endorsed by the Republican Party. 5 of the candidates sought that endorsement, including Mr. Jude, Mr. Steigoff, and Mr. Hansen, who are here tonight, as well as someone who is not here. I was endorsed over 2 people with much higher name recognition who are former Minnesota state legislators because of my 25 years of experience as a trial lawyer working in representing small businesses and protecting property owners against overregulation by the government. Because of my lack of previous political experience and because I was perceived by them to be fair and even-handed. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Smits. I live in Afton, Minnesota in Washington County. I spent most of my legal years in Washington County, first working for a civil litigation firm, a criminal firm, and then at Legal Assistance of Washington County, much like Mr. Stebbins. After 10 years at Legal Assistance, I own my own law firm right now and practice in the areas of family law, criminal law, and civil litigation. I have found that in my years of practice, I've noticed that there seems to be, I'll call it a lack of judges understanding family law on the bench. A lot of my colleagues here come from criminal law backgrounds. My background is mainly family law, and I believe that with my criminal law background and my family law background, that I'm ready to take the bench and ready to go to work for you and efficiently manage all cases that would come before me. I want to thank the Tea Party for having us here tonight, and thank Elaine for setting this up and for this opportunity to meet with all of you.
Hi, my name is Catherine Ann McEnroe, and I'm also a resident of Stillwater, Minnesota. I graduated from Orono High School. I attended undergraduate at the University of Minnesota, where I studied speech communication. Before I chose to go to law school, I had a career in advertising and marketing for 7 years, and I attended law school at William Mitchell College of Law at night while I worked full-time as a marketing manager at the Star Tribune. In fact, I began law school in 1987 at the exact same time as my team at the Star Tribune launched the first 1987 Homer Hanky. I was in charge of the Homer Hanky at the same time I was experiencing my first semester of law school. I graduated with the highest honors, summa cum laude, from William Mitchell College of Law, third in my class. I was on the Law Review. My article that I wrote for the Law Review was also published by the Law Review. I then clerked for a federal judge for 2 years and experienced dozens of trials in both civil and criminal areas and assisted the judge, the federal judge, James Rosenbaum, in sentencings, pleas, et cetera, in all matters in the civil litigation, including drafting jury instructions. Since that time, I've worked at 2 large law firms in the litigation area, and I believe I have the drive and the energy to bring some of the changes that need to come to the 10th District.